Okay, so I have a quick Dollar Tree haul for you guys, and then I'll sit and chat with you. But I got a lot of food, one, because I haven't eaten anything all day, so of course shopping, everything looked good to me. But also, since my mom started working, she likes to take a lot of lunch and snacks, so I got some things for her. She has like 2 breaks and a lunch break, and at all of those breaks, she eats something. So she has this big lunch box and puts a lot of things in there. So I grabbed these Sunbest yogurt and honey biscuits just to try them. They sound pretty good. My mom likes these Swiss rolls, and then we'll both eat like honey buns. And then I grabbed this Loma Linda Hawaiian bowl with pineapple and brown rice because I was looking at the ingredients. This is like vegetarian, it's plant-based. And I was looking at the ingredients and it sounds pretty good. I would probably like cook up some chicken alongside of this and then just use this as a side, but I thought I'd try it. Got some Milky Ways from my mom so she can have something sweet. In that same vein, she likes these Wild Berries gummy lifesavers. She can just throw those in her lunchbox. And then these Captain wafers with cream cheese and chives, just something to snack on. She's also, I'm pretty proud of her because she normally doesn't drink a lot of water, but she's been drinking a lot of water and cranberry juice at her job just because that's all they can have at their desk is like a drink with like a covered lid. So I grabbed her a few more containers of cran apple, which is her favorite. I also got these little tuna salad and cracker kits that she can take. So the lemon pepper and the ranch, which I want to try the ranch to see if it's any good. But I grabbed those 2. And then I got some more of these fudge mint cookies because I bought a box the other day and we like blew through them. They were so good. So I grabbed another box. And then I grabbed this little box of Funfetti cupcake mix because I saw someone making Funfetti cupcakes in the air fryer in a video online. So I want to try that. And even though I just bought some like regular aluminum foil at Walmart, my mom was asking me if we had any of these foil sheets because she likes these again for her lunch. She just like pulls it out, doesn't have to like tear it off or anything. So I grabbed a box of those. And these I thought would just be really cute for her to take for lunch. And it really caught my eye because of the blue color, but they're just these little Rubbermaid take-along Tupperware containers. They had another blue one that was circular, and then on top it had like a little dish where you could put sauce and stuff. Like you could have your veggies down on the bottom and then the sauce on top, but I didn't like that one as much, so I just grabbed this 2-pack. Sorry if you hear my dog, he's eating and drinking. And yeah, I grabbed some bread because we didn't have any. And I got these little paper bowls. As you guys know, I like to use these for yogurt, and I was running low on the ones that I had. And I just thought this like pretty iridescent color was nice. So I grabbed that. And then this is actually for my dog. He had a package of these biscuits the other day and he went through them really quickly because he really, really liked them. So I grabbed him 2 more. And then when we've been going on our walks, he likes when the sprinklers are on. He doesn't go running through the sprinklers, but he'll like walk around near them and like splash in the puddles. So he's been getting kind of muddy. So I just grabbed some wipes so that when he comes in, I can give him a little wipe down, like his legs and his paws. Office stuff. I found these Sharpie Majestic Mystic Gems. This pink color, this green color, and this purple color. I want to say they have a blue one, but they didn't have a blue one at my store. So I did grab these just, you know, I love office supplies. And then these I also grabbed, and they only had these 2 colors. I was hoping to find the blue, but I couldn't decide like which color I wanted because I went ahead and ordered a desk, and I do want some little organizers for that. So this looks really orange in person, or like it did at the store, and it probably does on the camera, but in person it's a little bit lighter, which that might work well in my office since it's the desk that I got is like a light wood, but also this lime green. It's like a light lime green, and it's actually a really nice color. So I grabbed these two because 5 little containers for $1 is really good. Even if I don't end up using them in my office, I can use them in the bathroom, in the kitchen drawers, just to organize stuff. I feel like that's a really good deal. So I grabbed 2 of those. And then here, I was like going through stuff that I like put in my purse or I keep in the car. And I was just realizing that I needed a couple more like backup masks, just to, like, I like to leave one in the car, like I said, or I have a little bag, like when I am working, I put like toiletries and things in there. And I just want to have a couple of these. And I actually really like these type of masks because they're thin. So I grabbed a black one and a light pink one. And again, going through like my toiletries that I normally have at work, I realized I had a little toothpaste in there, but I can't tell if it's expired or not. It has a date of like 20 something, like the year. And I was like, you know what? There's not that much left in there. I'm just gonna go ahead and use it and get another one to put in there. And I got this Colgate Ultra Fresh. It's a gel, just to keep in my little work bag so I could brush my teeth. And I have a Violite toothbrush. It's like a little battery operated toothbrush, and that's what I use. And I was wondering that if these brush heads might work with that. But if not, I got this little battery powered toothbrush just to try it out in the pink color, because I feel like this is a, you know, good little thing to have. Like I said, you can carry it around in your purse if you want. I usually just keep it in a bag, like in my desk at work. So I grabbed those. And then like my travel toiletries, I needed some conditioner, and I had purchased one of these like when I was moving and just used it as my conditioner while I was traveling, and I actually really liked it. And because it's a deep conditioning mask, it's very, very moisturizing, so you don't have to use that much of it as like a daily conditioner. So this packet could easily last like a week just using it as regular conditioner, for my hair anyways. And so I grabbed 2 packs just to put with my travel toiletries. And sunscreen, I just grabbed this kind of as like a temporary thing until I find the sunscreen that I normally use. I normally use Neutrogena's Ultra Sheer like in the spray can. And everywhere I've gone recently, Target, Walmart, Walgreens, they are like out of it. They have other brands, or they have the Neutrogena Sheer in the lotion format, but not in the spray. So until I find that, I just needed something, you know, just in case I like go outside midday to walk the dog, or I decide to go to the pool for a little while. So I just grabbed this. It is SPF 50 and water resistant for 80 minutes. And it doesn't expire until 2024, which I think is really good. And just a couple of household items. I found these honeysuckle dryer sheets. They smell really good, and I'm not sure if it's like a Dollar Tree brand. When I was looking at it in the store, it says here, distributed by Bay Converting. But they do smell really good, so I just grabbed them. And then I was mopping the floors yesterday when I redid my living room, and I wanted to put something in there that like smelled really good. I had just basic cleaners, and I decided to grab, and I didn't have anything, so I decided to grab this orange Ajax for next time. Because when I moved out of my last apartment, I had an Ajax in the lime scent. I think it was lime and baking soda. And it was so fragrant, like, and the scent lasted because I mopped, and then I still had to like load some things into my moving truck, like in the front cabin. And I took out the trash and did all of that. And then when I went to go like downstairs to get the leasing agent so she could come do the inspection, like by the time we got back up, we walked in and you could still smell the cleaner. It was so great. So I'm thinking this one's gonna smell really good too. And then the last few things, I got these items for my mom. So her birthday is in September, and I'm just gathering a few items for her gift. I liked this sign. It says, "We love you with all our hearts, Mom." And then I got her this little pumpkin with an M on it. And they had these with an A on it, which I would have gotten one for myself, but it was in like a bright orange, and this one's more muted. So I got her that one. And then I got this 2022 calendar. I don't know who I was watching. Maybe it was like Crafty Girl or something, and she showed this calendar. And my mom really loves roosters, and she normally has a calendar up. So I thought I'd go ahead and grab her this one for next year. And these are just little things that I'm going to start gathering to put in a gift for her birthday. And that is it from Dollar Tree. A lot of food because I was hungry. So I'll check back in a minute. Okay, so it has been a day. I know I look a little greasy and everything because I was running errands and it was really hot out. But it's about 9 p.m. right now. And last night I moved all the living room furniture. I mopped the living room and the kitchen. I also pulled some stuff out of my closet that needed to go into the storage unit, into the storage room, and into the garage. And I waited for my mom to get home. She's her training that she's in is a night shift training, so she doesn't get home until 1:30 a.m. And so she got home and she went to bed. And I went and put all the stuff into the storage and the stuff into the garage. And I went ahead and I know that I locked the storage and the garage when I was done. And I came back in, I went to bed. My sleep schedule's a little messed up because I'm staying up really late and then sleeping in. So I woke up and my mom was getting ready to go to work, and she was telling me how she needed me to go fix something in the car, the radio and the GPS weren't working at the same time, and she wanted to be able to have the navigation going but also listen to the radio. So I was okay, I'll go change the settings or whatever. And so later in the afternoon when she was getting ready to go to work, I was okay, I'm gonna go and fix the radio in the car. And I go out there and I realize that the door to the garage is open. And so I go in there and I immediately noticed that a little basket that I had sitting on one of the shelves, it just had very basic tools inside of it, was missing. And so I thought, well, my mom has been up all morning. Maybe she needed the hammer or something, and she went in there and grabbed it. So I came back into the apartment and I asked her, I was did you go to the garage and take the little basket of tools? And she's no, I haven't been out there. And so I was okay. And I go back out there and I'm just looking around, and I realized that there's more stuff missing. So it was that little basket of tools. And then I realized that a box with a drill inside of it was missing. And then I also noticed that another bag, it was just a bag of clothing and things like that I was gonna donate. I just put it out in the garage to get it out of the way. It had someone had gone through it, because I know it didn't look like that when I put it in there last night. And so, yeah, basically somebody broke into my garage between 2 a.m. last night and 2 p.m. today. So within a span of 12 hours, someone broke into the garage. I am pretty sure that I locked it, because like I said, I was also putting stuff into the storage room, which is right next to the garage, and I locked that, and it was still locked this morning, but the actual garage was no longer locked. So I don't know if they came in somehow through the garage door, or maybe I just didn't fully close the garage door when I locked it, because I realized you can turn the lock, but you have to really push the door in to make sure it clicks. So maybe I didn't do that. I don't know. But yeah, so I was, anyways, and my mom had to go to work. So she went out there and she was oh, yeah, there is stuff missing. And I was yeah. And she was we'll go and report it to the office. And I was okay, I'll do that. So she went to work, and I was just fuming. I was so mad, because really I don't know. I was just really mad because it's like, why would someone have the audacity to like go into my garage and steal stuff? Like, yes, I live in an apartment complex and the garage is like across the hall, but it's still a part of my home. So I don't know, like it's just really upsetting that people are out there and they do that. And it's not even the value of what they took. Because what they took was probably worth maybe 50 or 60 bucks. And I have it like written in my phone, like what I noticed was missing. And there's really nothing out there that's like super valuable. It was just stuff that like I use on a regular basis, stuff that like basic stuff. And you know, I could see if like maybe one day I had my garage open and someone had seen that I had like really expensive, nice things in there and they decided to break in. But like it was nothing. Like the little basket they took was a basket from the Dollar Tree. Inside was like a little screwdriver set. It was just like I had separated everything and I was like, this is just gonna be like my basic tools when I need to run out here and like get something. So it's just a little screwdriver set. It had a pair of like needle nose pliers that I also used like the snipping part of it to cut my fake flowers because of the wire that's in it. It had a hammer. It had a little package of like assorted nails to hang things up and a pair of like regular pliers. That was it. That was all that was in there in a little basket from the Dollar Tree. And then the drill was a drill that I had bought from Walmart. It was just a cheap one that I used to hang curtain rods and like put together like furniture that comes flat packed in a box. And I think I paid maybe $30 for that. And the one thing I was like, you know what? They're probably not gonna even get any use out of the drill because the only thing in there was the drill and the battery. But the charger for it, I actually had in another container and they didn't take the charger. So like once that battery dies, they're not gonna be able to use the drill again because it's not a regular drill battery because it's a smaller one. You have to have that particular type of charger to be able to charge it. So yeah, like what they took wasn't worth more than 50, 60 bucks. But still, like, are you really that down and out and hard on your luck that you're just gonna go steal this stuff that's basically worthless? I was so mad and I'm still mad. Like I was working there and I remember I was like, okay, I made sure everything was like locked. I came back into the apartment. I was sitting here on the couch and I was just like trying to calm down. And I looked on my phone and I was reading like the little prayer. It's like a Bible verse every day. Like I have an app and I was looking at that and I was just like, why God? Like why did this happen to me? Like people are just evil. I was just like having a moment, right? And I was like, why, like, I don't steal from other people. Why are people like coming and stealing from me? And anyways, I calmed down because my original plan for the day was to go to a couple of thrift stores to see if I could find a desk. And so I was like, you know what? I want to go ahead and still do that. Like, I'm not going to let this put a huge damper on my day. So I got ready and I drove up to the office like on my way out and I stopped by and I was like, I'm just gonna let them know. Like I'm not gonna file a police report because like what they took wasn't really worth anything. And they're probably not gonna do anything anyways. But I was like, I just wanna let the like leasing office know so that way, you know, they can tell like the employees that are walking the grounds, like the maintenance people or whatever, to like keep an eye out. There's still a lot of construction going on in the two buildings that are behind mine. And then this week we've actually had even more construction workers on site because they had to like dig up the concrete in a couple of places to fix the water lines that go to those other two buildings that are still under construction. So there's just been like a lot of commotion, a lot of like people, like construction workers, and like all they stole was the tools. which weren't worth anything, but they took the tools. So I would imagine that they're like construction workers. But that way, like the leasing office, you know, they can tell the employees that work here at the apartments to like be on alert, and just, you know, if they notice like construction workers in places where they're not supposed to be or whatever, you know, they could like at least be aware. And, you know, maybe if somebody else goes and reports that, you know, someone broke into their storage or into their garage, like they'll have that information, be like, you know what, we're noticing this pattern, this is what we're gonna try and do about it, whatever. And so I stopped in and I told the ladies there in the office, and they were really, really nice. They were like, can't believe that is happening, that happened to you. And the manager actually came out and she was like, she gave me like a gift card to a restaurant. She was like, we had just gotten these and they gave me an extra one and I wasn't sure what I was gonna do with it. And she's like, but I want you to have it. And which was not necessary at all, but I am really grateful for that. And then she was also telling me, and she's like, we just had a courtesy officer like move in. They actually just moved into your building like a day ago. So apparently this guy he works for the Irving Police Department, and he's gonna be like the courtesy officer here for our apartment complex. And the manager of at the leasing office told me, she's like, I'll let him know, you know, he might like come stop by and talk to you, or he'll just like, you know, be aware that this is going on. And then that's really all I wanted, right? Like it's kind of like a neighborhood watch type thing. Like you just let people know what's going on so you can kind of keep an eye out. And I know like if I have seen construction workers like walking through here. And at first it was kind of like, oh, well, they must still be working on this building, but this building is done and they don't need to be like walking through here anymore. So if I see them, I'm gonna be like, hey, what are you doing? Like, if you're working on something, fine, but if not, like, you need to get out. I'm gonna be that lady. But yeah, so again, I was incredibly grateful they gave me a gift card. Like, was not expecting that at all. And then I went off to the 3 thrift stores that I was planning on going to. And I went to these 3 thrift stores because I've seen them and they're all like in the same area. And I've never had a whole lot of luck with thrift stores. And I always thought it was because I lived in like smaller cities, but you know, I'm in like Dallas and these are pretty large thrift stores. But I thought that they were like not great. Like I didn't find anything. They didn't have like a lot of furniture. And the furniture that they did have was not great. I didn't really find a desk, or I was also looking for potential like counter stools. They didn't have anything that I liked. And then I just kind of looked through the housewares just to see if there was anything. Didn't find anything. It was a lot of clothes, but I've never been one to like dig through all of that. And there were a lot of people like out at the thrift stores. But yeah, I just never had any luck, and I was like, you know what, I'm probably not gonna find, even if I went to like 4 other thrift stores, I'm probably not gonna find what I'm looking for. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and order a desk that I had seen at Staples or Office Depot the other day. I really liked it when I saw it in the store, but it was like $269, and I was like, I'm not paying that much for it. But it's actually on sale. It was like $100 off. So I placed the order online, and I was like, if they can get it ready like in an hour, I did curbside pickup. I was like, I can just stop by and pick it up while I go to the like last place that I need to go. And so I placed the order, but then I got an email that my order was on hold because they weren't like, they needed to process like more, they needed more information from me because I paid with Apple Pay. And I guess, like, I don't know, I ended up calling the store and they were like, yeah, it's on hold. It's because we need like a copy of your driver's license. And I was like, it's a desk. Like, And they were like, oh, well, it's for like loss prevention purposes. I was like, look, I can take you, like I paid with Apple Pay, but I can take you the credit card that was used. I can take you my ID. Like, you should be able to just give it to me. And they're like, well, no, we have to like check with corporate or something. So I don't know. I'm going to have to go tomorrow. This was at like 7:30 and the store closed at 8. Otherwise, I would have gone today, but I'm going to go tomorrow and like fight with them. And if they need to like cancel the online order, they can cancel it, and then I'll just buy the desk there in person. But I decided to go ahead and get that one just because I've been looking for desks online, like at different stores like Target, Walmart, stuff like that. And there's just nothing that I like, and there's nothing that's like even cheap. Like I remember I actually have a hairpin desk. It's the one that I gave to my mother. And I bought that at Target like 4 years ago probably, and I paid like $40 for it. That same desk now in just like a different color at Target is like $80. And it's kind of like that for all the desks. Like even basic desks are like $120. And it's like, well, the one that I like want from Office Depot, it's like nicer. So I think paying $160, I think it was like $165 or something, like that to me is a lot better. Like it's like if I'm gonna pay $120 for just a plain crappy desk, then I think paying $165 for a nice desk that I actually like is worth it. Cause like just the other styles that I've been seeing, I don't love. And then the styles that I do like, the prices I'm seeing are like $400 and $500, which I think is ridiculous. So I've gone ahead and got this one. It's kind of like a mango wood, which I really like. I also had looked on like Facebook Marketplace to see if there were some desks that I could get there, and I didn't like the ones that I saw. There was one, it was a little roll top desk, like an antique roll top desk. And it was so cute, and I thought, I was like, I could paint it like an antique white or something like that. But by the time I like reached out to the guy, it was already sold. So I was a little bummed out by that because the price was great. It was only $85. But yeah, anyways, I ordered a desk. Hopefully tomorrow I can go get it. I don't understand like what the deal is. Like, I mean, I get the whole like fraud prevention stuff or whatever, but if I'm calling to ask about the status of my order and I'm telling you that I can go and show you my ID and my credit card, like you should just give it to me. Just give it to me. Like I'm gonna pay for it. I am who I say I am. Like, why do you have to check with corporate? Yeah, lots of people are on my shit list today. Office Depot, the person that stole stuff out of my garage. But there also are people who are like higher up on the list. Like they're the stars of the day, which was the leasing office staff who was really great about, you know, just hearing me out. Yeah, so that was that. Anyways, because of the whole like break-in into my garage, I'm now like a little bit like, I know I'm gonna be crazy about locking the doors. Even like when I went out to walk the dog and we were gone for like 5 minutes, he has like a little key fob. I got a key fob just to put on the dog's leash. Like I locked the door. And I don't always, like when I'm at home inside the apartment, I don't always lock the door, but I'm gonna be locking the door from now on just to be like locked in and make sure nobody can come in here. And I placed an order at Best Buy. These are actually on sale right now at Best Buy, Target, like lots of places. But I got this little Blink mini camera. It's just like a Wi-Fi camera. It's wired, so I do have one outlet in the garage. It's kind of near the door, so I'm just gonna plug it in and I'm gonna like mount it so you can see anybody who walks into the garage. It's like motion activated. These are normally $35 and they're on sale right now for $20. Or you could get 2 for $40. And I thought about getting 2 and maybe putting another one in the house. But I just don't want like a camera inside of my house. Like I don't need it, but I don't mind having this like out in the garage. My only concern is like you have to have Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi doesn't exactly reach to my garage. Like it works kind of right at the door and in the corner, which is where I plan on putting it. So I'm hoping it'll connect and stay connected. But I know like if I'm on my phone and I like walk further into the garage, it disconnects. So I don't know if I could like somehow boost the Wi-Fi from inside of my apartment, but I'm hoping that it'll just work because it's gonna be like right there by the door anyways. So I'm gonna set this up in there. So if somebody does break into my garage again, like I'm gonna have them on video. And I'm also planning on ordering a Ring like peephole doorbell thing. I was thinking like, okay, I could get just a regular like Ring doorbell and stick it on my front door because that will see who's at my front door, but my front door is also directly across from the garage door and the my storage room door. So that way I could have like a camera visual of all of it. But I was like, watch someone steal the actual Ring from my door. But I found that Ring has like a peephole camera, and the way that you install it is like you take your peephole off, which I don't know how to do that, but there is like a screw, so I think I could figure it out. And so on the front you put like the camera with a regular peephole, and then you like thread it through the door, and then the battery is what attaches on the back side of the door. So like even if they stole, like they couldn't steal it because it's like threaded through the door. And it's $150, which I don't really want to spend $150 on a gadget right now, but it would just give me peace of mind. So I'm probably going to order that online tonight. And then I'm gonna have to order some tools so that I could install it because they stole my tools, my like cheap hammer and screwdriver tools. I just really hope those people get theirs. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, so I bought this, I'm gonna start it up. You know, like I said, at least I'll know like what's going on in the garage. And then I'm gonna get the doorbell thing so that I can see if someone's at the door trying to get in, or I can see if somebody like was trying to get into my garage or into my storage unit. I just like can't believe someone broke into my house, like into my garage. But I was also like I said, I was mad and I was like, God, why are there like bad people in the world? And then when I was given the gift card and I was like thinking about it after, like when I was at the thrift store, I was like, you know what? I know God heard me, because he was probably like, you really didn't deserve to have your stuff stolen. So here's this gift card. At least that's how I'm seeing it. I'm kind of seeing it as he was like looking out, like, you know what, you're right. Like, I don't know what these crazy people were out there doing, but you know, here's the gift card. And it's actually been my mom's first week at work. And so I was planning on taking her out to dinner to celebrate like getting through her first week. So we may even use that gift card for dinner, who knows? But yeah. I just wanted to tell you guys about my day, and now I'm going to set up my little camera, you know, so I can know what's going on at all times in my house. And the dog's mad at me. I don't know where he's at. I took him out on his walk. He used the bathroom, and then we came back, and I think he's mad because I made him eat like dry kibble. Yeah. I also wanted to share that I did do my one good deed for the day. So because of the like concrete that they tore up to like fix the water line for the other apartment buildings. One of the entrances like that you can like come through the gate with your car has been closed for the past week. So everyone's using the only other like entrance into the apartment complex. And over there, there's also like construction going on the road, and there's like cones. And somebody like a few weeks ago, this is probably like 3 weeks ago, somebody like hit a cone and the cone fell off of like the little black weighted thing. And that black weighted thing has just been like sitting in the middle of the entrance to our apartment complex. And it's like everyone who goes in and out of the apartments has to like go around this thing because it's just like right smack dab in the middle. And it's been like that for 3 weeks. And for the past week, everyone living in my apartment complex has had to like pass through there and go around it, and no one has stopped to like move it, myself included. But I was like just so fed up with it. I was like, I pulled off to the side, I got out of my car, I went and I moved this thing out of the road and threw it on the side so that we can now like turn into the apartment complex without having to go around that like black thing that's like was in the middle of the road. So yeah, I ended up getting like soot or whatever all over my hand from like touching it. It was like, I don't know, it's like a rubber black weighted thing. I don't know. But I was like, there were cars passing me too, like people coming out of the apartment complex, people going into the apartment complex, and they were just like looking at me. And I'm like, stop looking at me, I'm doing you a favor. Yeah. What else? Oh, I went to the Dollar Tree and I filmed a video and I showed you guys. But I'm realizing that I'm buying a lot more food, like, because it's now me and my mother, and we're eating like between the two of us, like we go through food faster, and I'm still trying to like figure out how much of things we need to buy, because like I know how much I would need to buy when it was just me. I like to have my pantry and everything fully stocked because I'm just that type of person that likes to be prepared. So, you know, I hate going to the grocery store like every week. Sometimes you just get busy and you may have planned to go to the grocery store like when you were running out of food, but you know, things happen and you didn't get a chance to do that. So I just like to always have like a fully stocked pantry so I don't have to worry about that. I think it's also good when the weather's bad, you know, and you don't want to go out or you can't go out because it's like snowing or something like that, just to have stuff on hand. And like I said, because there's two of us now, we're going through food more quickly, so I feel like I'm just buying a lot of food constantly. But I think it's just because I haven't figured out like the right amount that we need. And then also there are things that I eat that my mother doesn't eat. There are things that she likes to eat that I don't eat. So I'm like working through that. But the pantry's actually looking pretty good. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. Have a good one. Bye.